So I went out to go visit a friend. We were sitting outside, socializing, and just having a good time, when someone noticed that there was a beehive over to the side. We wanted to check out and see if there were any live bees still inside, but there weren't any, which was lucky for us. It reminded me about when I was 11 years old and my dad was searching for a house to buy. He bought a house that was really close to the university. It was really pretty with a lot of different trees. We got a really good deal on it. It was about $35,000. No, it was during the hottest part of the summer, and I was outside playing while my dad fixed up the house. While I was outside playing, I noticed that there was like bees or something just flying about around the outside of the house. And it looked like they could possibly get inside. So I decided to take a look around the house, and when I noticed that there was bees everywhere, I got to my dad and went to the basement. He put on protective clothing. Okay. Actually, my dad was out digging in the yard, and I pointed out the fact that there were bees. Of course, he was a little bit upset because, he felt pressured into buying the house and heard there was something wrong. Now, we decided to go up to the attic to check out, to see how bad the bee infestation was. Our attic was kind of strange. You didn't get to it by just a stairwell or anything like that. You had to go into the closet and then pull down the stairs to get up into the attic area. He was starting to move the door when all of a sudden he stopped short and told me that he heard the bees. It was really loud buzzing. So he decided not to keep the door open, but just to close it up tight. And then he had to decide what to do. And finally he said on Monday that he would go to the store and get something to kill the bees in the attic. This was going to be an exciting adventure. Dad had to find the perfect poison that was specified to kill bees. And he kept telling me I needed to be careful. And so he put his protective clothing on and had the poison in this can that had a spray nozzle on it. He was ready to go, and I was really curious. I wanted to go with him. And my dad told me to go ahead and go out and play because it's dangerous. Climbed up into the attic and closed the door and started spraying the poison all over the attic so that he could kill the bees. And I was outside and I was looking around. And I saw all these bees just escaping out of the holes in the upper area of the attic. Now, a little bit later, my dad came down and said that the poison would kill all the bees, just needed to wait. So Dad said that we were going to have to check to make sure that all the bees were dead the next morning. He took that time to explain to me and teach me the difference between bees and wasps, and how the difference is about how they'll sting you, whether you're near them or not, whether they'll attack or not. I got to learn a lot, and it was really interesting. The next morning, I was wondering if bees were dead or not. My dad asked me to go ahead and check. So I went up to the attic entrance and climbed up. There was no way I'd be prepared for what I was going to see. And of course, we weren't using protective clothing this time around. All the way around the attic, all the bees were dead. But even though they were dead, their hive structure was still built up along the walls in the attic. It was huge. I realized then it was kind of like how they built their house in our house, and we were improving our house. It's the same. It's kind of smart bees, huh? My dad decided to tell me that we needed to help clean it up, and I was going to get to help. So he said, we'll take a hammer and start breaking down the hive. When he hit the hive, though, a bunch of honey and sap just oozed out. It was really messy. When we started working on cleaning up the hives, I was pretty scared because I didn't know if there were any live bees left that might come out and sting me. But we took our time and we gathered up all of the hive, cleaned everything out. When we were done, when we were done cleaning up all the hive out of the attic, it was time to take wood pieces and close off any openings to the outdoors so that the bees couldn't get back in. We had to check and make sure that there weren't any other wasps or hornets or things like that in there. Once we were done blocking off the inside, we also had to put wood out on the outside pieces too. Up to this day, we haven't had any issues with bees, but it was really interesting, and I remember that moment fondly.